Greeting of the day. Hopefully you are all safe and following the precaution. Today I will go to explain about keratometer. So let me explain it. Keratometer, it is also known that ophthalmometer, is a ophthalmic diagnostic instrument that measuring the curvature of the anterior surface of the cornea. It's an objective. It was invented by the German physiologist Hermann von Helmholtz in 1851, although an earlier model was developed in 1796 by J.C. Ramsden and Everett Home. Principle of the keratometer. Keratometer is based on the truth. Here, the anterior surface of the cornea works as a convex mirror. The parallel rays coming from infinity, that where will be focused. It also depends on the corneal curvature and the size of the image formed by the anterior surface of the cornea. This curvature of the cornea can be calculated. The accurate measurement of the image size is obtained by using the principle of visible doubling. Types of keratometer. There are two types of keratometer for practice nowadays. First one is Bose and Lomb model and second one is Zaval and Sius model. Now I will go to explain about Bose and Lomb model. This instrument works on the principle of constant object size and variable image size for its operation. In lamp illumination, the Meyers by means of a diagonal mirror. Light from the Meyer strikes patient's cornea and produce an image behind it. As like cornea acts as a convex mirror, a virtual erect image of the Meyers is formed 4 mm behind the cornea. The size of Meyers of Bose and Lomb keratometer is 64 mm and the image size is 3.0 mm. The distance between the cornea and the Meyers is 75 mm. The Meyers have a variable separation on the same instrument depending on the radius of the curvature of the cornea being tested. Meyers of different instruments have a variable separation for a same corneal curvature. On a cornea of 7.94 mm radius, the separation of Meyers for a Bose and Lomb keratometer is 3.1 mm. The image is magnified 1.304 times by the objective lens and magnified finally to 6.197 times by the eyepiece. Now I will go to explain about Zaval and Sius model. The working of Zaval and Sius keratometer is based on variable object size and constant image size. It employs a fixed image doubling device. In this system, the object consists of two Meyers illuminated by lamps enclosed in a housing behind them. The optical system of a Zaval and Sius ophthalmometer very closely resembles that of a keratometer with few variations. The image of the Meyers formed by the patient cornea acts as an object for the rest of the optical system of the instrument. The size of the image depends on the radius of the cornea and the size of the original object, the distance between the two Meyers. Procedure of keratometry. There have not nothing so much to operate keratometer or ophthalmometer. Patients and instrument management. The patient puts his chin on the wrist and head against the headrest. The chin is raised or lowered to bring the line in apposition with the black line on Bose and Lomb keratometer. The eye, which is not being examined, is covered till the patient pupil and the projecting nerve are at the same level. The instrument is moved forward and backward till the Meyers are accurately focused. The dial is then rotated till the Meyers are approximated. The plus Meyer should be aligned so that they overlap with each other. This may be done by adjustment of Meyer size and separation by the nerve or adjustment of the axis by tilting the instrument along axis to overlap the Meyers. The value of the horizontal meridian is uses of the keratometer. Number 1. Most important uses of keratometer are helps in measurement of corneal astigmatic error. Number 2. helps to estimate the radius of curvature of the anterior surface of the cornea, can monitor the shape of the cornea as in keratoconus. Number 3. Assess the axis and value of the corneal cylindrical refractive error. Number 4 is may be able to assess the refractive error in cases with media haze, and the last one is useful to take K reading alone with corneal thickness and axial length of eyeball to find out the IOL power required. This is future optometrist Devlina Mondal, proud to be a part of this optometry fraternity as well as a proudly dedicated member of optography. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon of this educational channel. If you have any queries, please share in the comment section. Thank you everyone.